No way.
Guys, don't kill me. I got to Mexico like 2 days ago and I haven't vlogged anything. Well, I've vlogged, but I haven't talked to you guys. But I'm in Mexico and I've been here for like 2 days. But we're running very late to dinner, so I can't even like talk to you guys right now. I need to get changed, do my makeup. We'll catch up tomorrow. I promise. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. Sorry.
No puedo.
I'm literally getting ready in the bathroom of the restaurant because I did not have enough time this morning. Like, me trying to be a beauty content creator and then just not having any good time management skills, I don't have time to film beauty content. I was gonna do my makeup in the car and then my mom asked me to drive. So now I'm in the bathroom, kind of putting whatever I can on my face so I don't look dead. The lighting is really bad, so I'm sorry for that, but I am back in Miami. I am so sorry that I didn't film as much as I wanted to in Mexico. To be honest with you, like, first of all, I haven't told you guys this here, like on YouTube. I told you guys on my TikTok, but my boyfriend, Roberto, he does not like social media. Like, he does not want to be filmed and on social media, things like that, which I completely respect and understand. So that's why, like, first of all, I wasn't filming as much just because he doesn't want to be in the videos, which I totally get. But I was also over there meeting his family for the first time. I wasn't gonna be like all up in their faces with a camera and filming everything. And I didn't want them to think that I was psycho, to be honest with you. So I filmed a little bit, but I didn't film as much. And I was also just having a really good time with him. You guys know we're doing long distance. So whenever I'm with him, like, I really just want to be with him and hanging out with him, enjoying my time, taking advantage of the couple of days that I get to see him a month. So I just wanted to also be present, be with him, not be like filming and everything, and like taking time out of my day to be like, sorry guys, I need to go film this. I need to go edit this. Taking 20 hours to do my makeup. Like, I was just trying to spend as much time that I could with him. And I'm really happy that I did that, but I'm sorry. You guys were probably expecting the most amazing like Mexico content vlog and you guys just got a couple of clips. So I'm sorry, but we're back in Miami. My grandma's here this weekend, so we're gonna have lunch with her right now. And it's pouring. Miami is falling apart. Like, the sky is falling and it's gonna rain for the next like 2 weeks. Entonces, oh my God, I don't look any like, I'm happy about the fact that it's raining because that literally means I can just stay in my bed for 2 weeks. But I'm sad because my grandma's here, so she wanted to do plans, go to the beach, things like that. And it's gonna rain the entire time that she's here. So that kind of sucks. But we'll catch up a little bit more when I get back home and I don't look disastrous. They're also waiting for me to have lunch. This is what I'm wearing. Little top from, I don't know if it's Revolve or ASOS. Hold on. Little simple fit Converse because I don't want to ruin any of my other shoes given the fact that it's literally pouring so much. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. I'm starving. Mwah. I couldn't even tell you what this week's vlog is going to look like anymore because it is like Miami's falling apart. So I think we're gonna be home for the next like 5 days. My makeup is dripping. I'm soaking wet. It's not. What the, you know? The window's open. Close, close. Wait, I need to move my dad's car and it's scary. Oh, the door's open. We just finished lunch with my grandma and everything, and we were gonna go to Bell Harbor to just shop around and like be there. What? How the frick are we, like, traffic's in? Oh, hello. Hurricane season is supposed to start until August, and it's June. It's not even July yet. So if I don't film much either being here, I'm so sorry, but like, what am I gonna film? What am I gonna do? I'm literally just gonna be in bed watching movies until further notice. But I just wanted to say hi again and tell you guys that I'm probably just gonna be home for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Good morning, you guys. It's the next day. Estoy demasiado cansada. I'm so freaking tired, even though I slept so much. I'm home alone right now. My mom and my grandma are running some errands. My little sister, she's volunteering at summer camp. And I just made myself some breakfast, a bunch of berries, yogurt, and a toast with an egg. I'm gonna have breakfast right now. I'm gonna watch my TV show for a little bit. I have a couple of emails to answer, and then we're gonna go to lunch with my mom, grandma, and sister. I'm gonna meet up with them because they're already out. And then I don't know what we're doing for the rest of the day, but I just wanted to say hi quickly. I need to stop filming myself as soon as I wake up. Holy, okay. Meh. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another little segment where we sit down, chit chat. And as you guys saw, this episode is for Baby Steps, Big Dreams. And Baby Steps, Big Dreams is where we talk about anything that has to do with school and grades, college, career-wise, but also with adulting and growing up and just like the concept of growing up, how scary it can be to navigate your teens, to navigate your 20s, to literally just watch yourself grow up. It's, I don't know, for me, it's always been like a scary, weird thing, but also very exciting thing. I've always wanted to grow up. I feel like ever since I was 10 years old, I wanted to be 15. And then when I was 15, I wanted to be 20. And now that I'm 20, I'm slowing down because I've learned a couple of things, but if I hadn't learned these things, I probably would want to be 25 or like 30. So I really wanted to take advantage of this episode and talk to you guys about something that I've realized over the years and that I'm really applying to my life now, but I wish I would have applied it sooner because I feel like I would have enjoyed just my life a little bit more. And it's like the weird concept of time and how time works when you're growing up. And let me explain. So when I was 15, let me just start with that age. When I was 15, I thought that I was really old. Okay. And you can tell me that you haven't done this before, but when you turn like a certain age or any age that you turn, you think like, okay, now I'm old, like now I'm grown up. Now I'm a full ass person. I can do whatever. Nobody boss me around. I don't know. When I was 15, I really thought that I was this like adult and like I was really grown up and really mature. When I turned 15, I really told my mom, I was like, now I'm a little woman, like I'm a woman. I can be independent. I'm grown up. Like I can make my own decisions. Like I'm very mature, very smart. Like I got this, like I'm a grown up. I'm a boss ass bitch, like I'm good. And then something weird happened. The years passed and I turned 18. And by the time I turned 18, and let me tell you this because I feel like I really learned this lesson because I'm an older sister. My sister is 3 years younger than me. So right now she's 17, I'm 20. So when I turned 18, she was 15. And I remember looking at her and like looking back, just in general, looking back at when I was 15, but also looking at her, it made me realize how young a 15-year-old is. I realized like, you're a child? You have no brain cells right now? Like you're literally a kid. You're not as old as you think. You're not as mature as you think. You're not as in control of everything as you think. Like you're literally still a fetus and a baby, so sit back down. And I'm telling you, like this happened just by like looking back at me being 15 and I was like, oh my God, I was a kid. Probably shouldn't have been doing certain things. Probably shouldn't have been thinking like that I was that old because you're really not. And if you're a teenager right now, let me burst your bubble. Sorry, sweetie, you're not as old as you think you are. And it especially happened to me, like I said, because I'm an older sister. I was 18, looked back at my sister, and I was like, no, sit back down. You're a child. You need to be protected. Like when she was like, I'm going to go to a party and like this crush on this guy. I was like, oh, but you're a kid. And then I realized when I was 15, I was doing the same. I was going to parties. I was having crushes on boys and thinking that I was a lot older than I was. And that year I was 18. And 18, guess what? I also felt like now I was actually a grown up. I'm 18. I'm a legal adult. I can go get tattoos now. I can go skydiving now without a waiver and consent form from my parents. Like I'm a grown up now. I am actually mature now, really, really smart, in control of my life. Don't need anybody bossing me around. Don't need anybody's help. Like I'm good. I'm a grown ass woman. Yeah, now that I'm 20, about to turn 21, so 3 years later, I look back and I'm like, yeah, you were a kid as well. Like an 18-year-old is also a child. As much as right now, if you're 18, you think like, girl, are you crazy? Like I am grown up. I am 18. I am a little adult. No, sweetie, you're still a kid. And this is coming from somebody who has always been very mature for her age. Not to toot my own horn, but seriously, any single person that meets me for the first time and has a conversation with me thinks that I'm like 5 years older than I am, just because I've always been very mature for my age. And that I also think that comes from like wanting to grow up really fast. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I always wanted to be older and older and older. So I kind of like accelerated the process of growing up and maturing. So I do think it's a good thing to be mature for your age, but I definitely didn't have to like push myself as much and cover so much of my life in very short years. So this is coming from somebody who's always been very mature for her age, who at 18 was probably not thinking like an 18-year-old, was probably thinking like a 20-year-old. And now that I'm 20, I probably think like a 24-year-old or something like that. I don't know the exact timelines and things, but trust me that when you're 18, you're still a kid. Like you're still young, you're still very immature in so many ways. You don't think that you are because you always think that you're old. And this is the weird thing with time and with growing up. It's always going to happen. You're always going to think like, now I'm old, now I'm mature, now I've got this. You look back and you realize like that was a little kid pretending to be an adult. That was a little kid trying to grow up really fast. That was a little kid thinking that they were very old, but they're really not. So naturally, this year when I turn 21 and my sister turns 18, I would normally think like, okay, now I'm 21, like now I've actually got this. Now I'm actually a grown up, an adult. I'm in my 20s. Normally and naturally, that's what I would have done. But given the fact that I've really just reflected on life, reflected on growing up, reflected on my age, and like I said, it really happens, and you really realize this when you're an older sister. Like, I feel like my sister doesn't even know what I'm talking about or can't even relate to what I'm talking about. But if you're an older sister, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have little cousins, same thing. Like, just look at your little cousins. They're still children. But at that age, at some point, we thought that we were a lot older than we actually are. So for the first time in my life, now that I'm turning 21, I don't think that I'm old. I actually think that I am a very young, small baby adult. Like, I'm still in training wheels and diapers. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm not trying to pretend like I'm older or believe that I'm older, because those were genuine beliefs and genuine thoughts. When I was 15, I genuinely thought like I'm a grown up now. At 18, I genuinely thought I'm a full ass adult. And now for the first time that I'm turning 21, I'm not thinking that in the slightest, because I've been through this journey of watching my little sister grow up and realizing how young she is, and realizing how at that age I thought I was a lot older, and how you think that you've like got your shit together and that you have it all figured out. You really don't. So I'm really happy that for the first time I'm enjoying the age that I am, and I recognize that I'm not as old as I think that I am. And whenever those thoughts come into my head, like, I'm 21 now, like when my parents still boss me around or tell me like, girl, you have to be home at a certain time, or like, you can't do this, you should not do that. And I think to myself like, bro, but I'm 21, like I can do whatever. Nope. Now I stop myself and I'm like, in 3 years, when you're 24, you're going to look back and realize that was a kid. Like, that was an immature little twig who thought she was older for her age, but you're still a kid. And I'm 20. We're still young. That's the thing. Like, you're still young, and it's always going to happen. As you get older, when you look back at yourself, you realize that you were very young at that time, but you don't understand it on the spot. Like when I was 15 and my mom told me like, you're still very immature and you're still a little kid, I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I am old as crap. I am old as hell. Yeah, no, I was a child. And same thing at 18. 18, I was like, I can really boss myself around now. Like, I don't need your curfews. I don't need your time things, like rules. Like, what is this? I'm an adult. I'm an independent woman. Nope, I was still a child. If you've never experienced this before, because you're still on the younger side of being a teenager, like 13, 14, 15, even 16 and 17, you're still young. If you're on that side of the age spectrum, you don't get it. Like, you probably don't get it, especially when your parents tell you that you're still young, that you still have your whole life ahead of you, that you need to chill, slow down, not think that you're as old as you think you are, because you're really not that old. It's really hard to understand it when you're at that age. And I think that it would also be hard to understand this concept even when you're like in your 20s, if you don't have little siblings. Like, the little sibling effect, let me call it that, the little sibling effect really changed my whole perspective on age and on how it works as we're growing up. Really just looking at my little sister, which I still can't believe that she's turning 18 and like applying to college now. I freaked out about it the other day. We went to go tour some schools and she was like, yeah, because I start next fall. Like, she's starting college in August. Excuse me? I feel like I was starting college like 3 months ago and now I'm an alumni. Let's not even say that word because I will throw up right now. Like, I graduated from college. Sorry, I'm still digesting it. Hey, it's been a month since graduation. I'm still processing the fact that I'm never going to go back to school. But anyways, the point is, when she was telling me that, I was like,
Like, you really, like, you're already that old. Like, you're already going to turn 18. But I look at her and I'm like, you're still a kid, you know? Like, you're still my little sister. You're still a child. You're not going to do half of the things that you think that you're going to do because you're still very immature and young. I'm like, you're not allowed to do anything. Like, when she tells me, like, I want to go to this party, I'm like, you're not allowed. Even though I'm not her mom, obviously, and she goes to the parties, obviously. She has fun. I do her makeup to go to the parties. But, like, deep down inside, I'm like, you're a kid. Like, you're literally a child. You're a little kid. Like, why are you staying up until 2 a.m. going to parties? But that's fine because that's something that I was also doing at 18. I was also going to parties until 2 a.m. and also hanging out with my friends and probably doing dumb things that we shouldn't have been doing. It's a part of it, it's a part of life. Like, there's no judgment there. But it really has put age into perspective and how growing up and time and reflecting back on your age will show you that you were actually young, just maybe wanting to grow up a lot. Does that happen to anyone else? You want to get older, you want to grow up a lot. Like, being older seems a lot cooler than being younger because of all the things that I just said. You have independence and you're free and you can do whatever you want and nobody's going to boss you around, and you can start working and you can start making money and you can be independent and whatever it is that your reasoning for wanting to grow up is. But I feel like at some point, all of us just want to get older. We want to experience all of the things that come with being an adult and getting older and just all of those liberties that adults have. But here's a thing. The more freedom you have, the more responsibilities that you have too. Like, being an adult and growing up does not mean like, woohoo, it's playtime. Now I can do whatever the hell I want. No, it's also like, woohoo, you have a shit ton of responsibilities now and you have bills to pay and like taxes to file and things to do that are scary. And I talked about this on my 2023 Wrapped video, that one of the biggest mistakes I think I made throughout college was probably deciding that I was going to graduate early. Now that it's done and I graduated early, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with my decision to graduate. Let me take that back. I'm not happy with my decision to graduate early because if I could go back in time, I would have stayed the 4 years in college. But now that it's done, I'm just looking forward to all the new things that are coming. You know, I'm not going to dwell on the past and just like be miserable and feel sad for myself that I'm a 20-year-old out in the world, no longer in college. No, I'm making the best out of it. I'm really excited for my career, really excited to get to work, really excited for all of those things that I craved so much. And I craved them so much, and that's why I graduated early, and that's why I like accelerated my life, because I really craved doing all of those things. So now that I have them, I'm really enjoying them. But I do think that that was a little bit of a mistake, graduating early, not because graduating early was a bad thing in itself, but just because I could have enjoyed being younger longer. You're gonna get old, you know? There's not a button you can press and time stops and you freeze at 18 and then you get to enjoy 18 for 7 years. That doesn't happen. Time passes, life keeps moving forward, and you're gonna get old. That's something that we all have to deal with. And it's something that's inevitable. So why rush it? You know, like, why accelerate your life and why crave being older and crave all of those things that come with being an adult when you have the best years of your life right now, which are being a teenager and being in your early 20s. Being in high school and being in college are the best years of your life because you're literally in this bubble. I've always called high school and college a bubble in every single video that we talk about it because it's so true. It's a freaking bubble. You're protected. You have certain responsibilities, but not all the responsibilities that come with being an adult. You have a lot of liberties and freedoms, but not all of the liberties and freedoms that you want because you're still young and you still have your parents. So it's this little in-between space that's kind of awkward, kind of random, and like weird to navigate through. But I promise you that it's so much fun, that you're in this really, really good place, and that once it's gone for good. Like, when you're out of college and out of high school, you're gone. Like, that's it. You're done. And now you actually have to be an adult. And guess what? Being an adult lasts your entire life. Like, it lasts for the rest of your life. You can't go back to being a teenager. So enjoy being a teenager. There's really no rush in wanting to get older. And I'm telling you this as someone who craved so much to get older. Like, I don't think there's anything more that I've wanted in this world. Like, I literally would spend my days daydreaming about when I was in my 20s, out of college, working, living by myself, even daydreaming about the times when I'm going to be 30 and already married and having kids. Like, I've always just been dreaming and looking forward to my life and what's ahead and what's going to come. But by doing that, I missed out on what was going on right now. I missed out on the fact that I was a teenager and that was so freaking fun. Obviously, I still had a lot of fun in my teens, but with this constant thought of, I want to get older, I want to be older, I want to do more things. And that's why I've always been more mature for my age, just because I've always been very worried about getting older and being older than I am. But I am so glad. I mean, a little bit late for me now because I'm already in my 20s. But I am so glad that I've been able to witness this like effect of time through the little sister effect, through my little sister. I'm very grateful that I've been able to watch her grow up, but also at the same time realize like how young she is and look back at when I was that age and how old I thought that I was. So, moral of the story here, ladies, is you're not as old as you think you are. You're not as old as you think you are. Like, I don't care how old you are. If you're 15, if you're 18, if you're 25, just wait a couple of years. You're going to look back and realize this. Realize what I'm telling you of I really wasn't as old as I thought that I was. You're not as old. And with that, I just wanted to leave you guys with two things that I really have learned and really, honestly, kind of learned very late. But this is the whole point of this podcast, so somebody else can do it better than what I did. The first one is just enjoy it. Enjoy being how old you are. Don't rush it, for the love of God. Stop wishing that you were older. Stop craving a certain age. Stop craving graduation. Stop craving. Just enjoy it. Be present because you're never going to get it back. And the second is that you're really not as old as you think you are. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel absolutely lost. It's okay to feel like you're behind and you're confused. And maybe if somebody is more mature than you are, you guys are still the same age and you guys are still babies. You're really not as old as you think you are. Like, that's really the biggest thing. And the one thing that I'm really focusing on right now, especially that I'm turning 21, for the first time in my life, I don't think that I'm old. Like, I think that I'm a child and literally a fetus who has no idea what she's doing. And I call my mom and my dad every single day and I'm like, SOS help. What am I doing? Like, it's okay to have your parents there and have them guide you and have them help you because, like I said, you're just not as old as you think you are. You're not as independent and as grown up and as mature as you think you are. You might think that you are, but hey, I'm the witness here. You're really not as old as you think you are. It's a weird concept of time. Time and age work in this like weird way, but you realize it as you get older, and especially if you have a little sibling. So just trust me. The parents are probably going to love me for what I'm going to say, but listen to your freaking parents. And I'm doing the same thing. Hey, I literally live at home. Like, listen to your parents. If they're telling you, like, you're not old enough to be doing that, trust them. You are not. Trust me. You're not old enough to be doing that. If your parents are telling you that you're not old enough to be doing that, it's because you're not. And right now, you think that you are, but this is the whole thing that I've been trying to explain. You're not. You're not. And you're going to get it years later. But you're not. So enjoy every single day of your life. Enjoy every single year of your life. And every single birthday that you have, remind yourself that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And this is exactly how old I'm supposed to be. And make the most out of it. Because you're going to get older. And when you do, you realize that you weren't as old and that you should have kind of enjoyed it a little bit more. At least that's what happened to me. But I'm excited that for the first time when I turn 21, I'm really aware of this. And that's something that I really try telling my sister too, because it happens, you know, like she'll say the same thing. She's like, "But I'm 17 now." And I'm like, "Exactly. You're a kid. Like you're a child. Like what do you think you are?" But it makes me laugh because I look back at when I was 17 and I thought exactly the same thing. I thought, I am so grown up now. And no, you're not. And I just wanted to share that, not for necessarily like somebody that's like struggling with that, but just in general. Maybe you hadn't realized that. Maybe you hadn't realized that you're not as old as you think you are. Maybe you hadn't thought about just stop wanting to get older and just really enjoying the age that you are. I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. I think that it is very important to, one, be present, but seriously, guys, like you're just not as old as you think you are. Chill. You're a kid. I promise you, you're a kid. So listen to your parents and hopefully you listen to me. And I will see you guys next week.